Namaskar. Today, the Wednesday evening, we'll be studying the Panchama Veda. Let us begin with this stotra. Tabo kathamritam tapta jivanam kabibhiriritam kalmashapaham sravana mangalam srimadatatam bhuvi grinanti e bhurida janaha. We were studying that at Ram's house, Ram Datta, Dr. Ram Datta, in his house, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is visiting, and naturally, wherever he used to go, the people used to come to listen to him. So they have come, different type of discussions are going on, and for last 2 Wednesdays, we were discussing very interesting the topic like the reincarnation, divine reincarnation, divine incarnations and reincarnations of the jivas, of the individual souls, and bhakta, jnani, a different type of the discussions. And it is continuing. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he is introducing the Dija to Purna. He is mentioning the Master Mahashaya introduced Dija to Purna sometime. The Master Mahashaya said, yes, I shall. Dija go to Panihati. The Panihati is a place where people used to go for one type of the celebration. Sri Ramakrishna used to encourage the people to go to the celebration. So why in that celebration, all the devotees of the same mind, same type of people, they will be assembling, and there will be the discussions and the devotional songs, and naturally for some time, maybe few hours, the people's mind will be on that spiritual level. So he used to encourage that. In the Bhagavatam also we find the Bhagavan Sri Krishna, he is instructing the Uddhava, he is mentioning that a devotee should go to a place of pilgrimage where the same type, same mentality people are there. To develop the devotion, these are necessary. And in one place, again in the Bhagavata, it mentions that you have to eradicate, subdue the 2 qualities, Tama and Raja, with the help of the Sattva. And the students of Vedanta, we all know there are 3 different qualities are there, Sattva, Raja, Tama. And in that Sattva, Raja, Tama, that we have to develop Satwaguna, the best qualities, good qualities, love, unselfishness, the service, and all those good qualities. There's a Satwaguna, and by that way, we have to slowly eradicate the criticism, the jealousy, the hatred, all this Tamaguna, and also the ego, work associated with the ego, that is the Rajaguna. So that is the Lord Krishna he mentioned. Here also we find the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna in his different actions, he is asking the devotees to go to the place where others will assemble. And whenever the new boys are coming who have the good tendencies, he is to encourage them. Friends, the whole of spirituality is to go beyond the suffering. That is the suffering, it is in the package of entertainment, joy, happiness, all temporary. But people seeing that the wonderful package, they go to that, they opt for that, they like to have those, and they suffer. Who created it? God himself. And now God, when he sees that people are making the mistake again and again, they are going for that and suffering, then he himself comes down in the human form and guide them. And we call the divine incarnation or the avatar. So these avatars, and in the present day, the same God, the supreme reality, has taken the form of Sri Ramakrishna. Very humble person. He was born in a village and all those things. He never attended any school formally, but still so much of knowledge. To prove that those people, they used to think that either you read, otherwise you won't get the knowledge. That is wrong. This knowledge, the spirituality, the divine knowledge, is completely from within, and you have to withdraw all sense organs from the sense objects, make the mind tranquil, go beyond the me and mine, that concept, and you get that spiritual knowledge. And when you get the spiritual knowledge, you get everything, you know everything. So this is the whole of, in gist, it is the whole of spirituality. Now here the avatar, the God himself, is guiding us. And now he is telling that you should introduce this boy with that boy, because Purna, we know, those who are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, we know about the Purna and also the Divija, and introduce them. And Sri Ramakrishna intended to visit the religious festival at Panihati, so he was asking the devotees to go too. Panihati is a long back, almost like 400-500 years before Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he organized in that way. You know that in India, when the Islamic invasion came, and slowly whole of India was captured, mainly the western, northern and eastern part of India. A few portion of the southern India was saved. So this particularly eastern part, it was all this Islamic thing came, and there were different type of thoughts, different type of philosophy, different type of culture. So they were not understanding how to practice this and that. Then the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came. This is the beauty, and that gives us the faith that the Sanatana Dharma, the eternal religion, is going to continue. The God himself came again in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he introduced a very simple way, that just take the name of Krishna, the Lord. Hare Krishna, that's a Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, as they call it today. Nowadays, the Gaudiya Vaishnava, Gaudiya means the Bengal, that a group of Vaishnava, those who are worshipping the Vishnu and the incarnations of Vishnu, like the Sri Rama, Sri Krishna, Rama Krishna, like that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also came in that, and he introduced this, and he started the functions like Panihati. There he asked the rich people to donate, so that the very poor, in those days India was so poor, and the poverty, it was very poor. The poor people who will be coming in the morning, the whole day they will spend, they will be singing the bhajan, but they need to eat. Who will eat? So he asked one of his rich devotee, why don't you feed them with the flattened rice and the yogurt and the sugar and the sweet, and that is a very tasty food, and people will enjoy that, and they can continue the spiritual practices. So that is called Panihati Mahotsava. Utsava means the celebration. After so many years, after so many 100 years, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna also encouraged the same tradition that was introduced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then he was encouraging people to go over there. Now it came in this way, whether Girish Chandra Ghosh will be there or not. So Sri Ramakrishna looks steadily at the Dija, and he was talking, feeling for the Dija. He is a young boy. Without the permission of the parents, he cannot go anywhere. So Sri Ramakrishna was thinking how to console him. But the young person, when he heard that there will be a celebration, people will be going over there, I won't be able to go because my parents won't give the permission. So naturally, Sri Ramakrishna was consoling him, and then came the very interesting topic. And Sri Ramakrishna is telling, there is such a thing as inborn tendencies. I repeat, there is such a thing as inborn tendencies. When a man has performed many good actions in his previous births, in the final birth he becomes guileless. In the final birth he acts somewhat like a madcap. This is Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning. And the moment he said like that, naturally the question comes that is there that after the death, whether the soul, does it carry the tendencies or the impressions of the previous births? Whereas there are beautiful books that I was just going through that. Joe Fisher, The Case for Reincarnation, the prefaced by the Dalai Lama, he mentioned different cases like that. Another, there's like a novel they wrote, Life After Life, by Raymond A. Moody, a junior MD. There is a doctor, and it has been introduced by the new foreword. He is also an MD, Dr. Alexander. And many lives, many masters, like the story book, as beautifully they have mentioned that case after case, how all these things have been. Now people simply, they say, brush aside, oh, this is all useless. It is not. Not only present day. Even in the ancient time, there was a philosopher who used to say, oh, brothers, we don't know whether we will be taking the birth or not. So let us enjoy in this life itself. So that philosophy is also prevailing in India. Previously it was there. And in Sanskrit they used to say that if necessary, take the loan and enjoy the life. And when you die, who is going to recover that from you? Because you are dead. So do that. So they used to encourage this type of things in the name of philosophy, and that was also honored because that freedom was there. But whatever, apart that, this is the thing that each and every one accepted. I was going through the article that Mr. K.R.K. Murthy, he published in that Bhajan's journal. I don't know whether the Bhajan's journal still continue or not. It was very famous journal. They used to publish, the headquarters was in Bombay. And in that Bhajan's, Bhaban's journal, February 208, he published an article, and there he has given very clearly, and almost like a research work, who are the people in the world that they liked this or supported this, appreciated the rebirth theory. And he gives the different tribes who believe that souls exist even after the death. Ancestor worship is prevalent in Philippines, Central Asia, Siberia, Australia, Africa. The Aztecs and the Incas of the Central America, the Celts of the ancient England and the Ireland, the Mesopotamians and the Egyptians, in the whole world, we can say, they used to believe that the permanency of the soul, ancestor worship, they are still prevalent. Recently, before the Durga Puja, all the Hindus, they went to the rivers, and the holy rivers like the Ganga, Jamuna, Godavari, Saraswati, like that, they used to go and in millions they will be offering water, remembering their ancestors. The water, food, flower, incense sticks, and all that is a ritual. Some people may think, oh, how it is possible. But this is the belief, and not only a belief, this is a realization of the rishis also. And moreover, when you look at the people, at the same parentage, same father, same mother, two brothers having two different type of tendencies, how it is possible? Same parents, same schooling, same social environment they are growing up, everything same, then how they are having two different type of temperaments and tendencies and behaviors? How it is possible? So this is the Hinduism, the Jainism, Buddhism, Judaism, Taoism, they all believe in it. In his book, Life After Death, Swami Vivekananda, I will read a few lines from that. He very categorically mentioned Hinduism and Buddhism have it for their foundation. Because Hinduism and Buddhism, they believe the soul, it travels from life to life, body to body. In the Bhagavad Gita is very clearly it mentions, as we give up the old garments, similarly the soul give up the old body and go to another body, just like that. And he is mentioning Hinduism, Buddhism have it for their foundation. Egyptians believed in it. Ancient Persians arrived at it. The Greek philosophers made it the cornerstone of their philosophy. The Parsis among the Hebrews accepted it, and the Sufis among the Muslims acknowledged it. In the Satyaguna Upanishad, we find that they are asking the question, the very first the mantra of the Satyaguna Upanishad, it says, Kim karanam brahma kutasma jata jivamo kena kacha sampratishta adhisthita kena sukhatvareshu vartamahe brahmavido bhavastham. They are asking those who have already realized the Brahman, that ultimate knowledge by knowing which everything can be known, the past, present and future. So to them they are asking, can you please tell me what is this Brahman? What is the characteristics of the Brahman? And can you please tell me from where we are born and where we are sustaining and what will happen after the death? These are the questions they are analyzing. To conclude this particular topic, we can say the Kaushitiki Brahmana Upanishad, it mentions in this way that after the death, the soul that goes to the moon and there they rest. And those who are having strong desire, they come back through the rain and they enter into the food, and then that is eaten by the male body, and from him it is born. It is not the father and mother giving the birth of a child. It is the soul, according to that Kaushitiki Brahmana Upanishad. It is that particular soul, he wants to enjoy his karma phala, either suffering or enjoyment, whatever. According to the strong desires, it takes birth. And not only that, after the death as a human being, he will come back as a human being. Maybe the physical attachment is too much and wants to enjoy the physical enjoyment too much. Then it may take birth in the animal body, in the reptile's body, maybe in different. In the Katha Upanishad also it mentioned in this way, the nakasya prishtate sukrite anubhutve imam lokam hinataram bhavishanti. Nakasya prishta means in the heaven. So suppose we have done very good work and naturally we acquire the merits and we go to the heaven, we enjoy all the result of our good work. Then when it is exhausted, when it is over, because we are acquiring that, anything that we acquire, it has a time limit. After that we come back, and when we come back, we do not know. Because of our desire, we may take birth in different forms and different bodies. That is the reason, the morality. Why morality? Just fear of the law, fear of police, fear of society? No. Morality for me. If I am doing bad work, thinking in bad way, using bad language for others, or criticizing others, and denouncing or saying something that is creating problem for some people, three ways we work: kaika, bachika, manasika. That through physically or through words, or even in thought, whatever the thinking, that work is going on, that result will come back to me. So that is the reason again and again. Some people, they don't understand and they think, oh, it is okay. We don't believe. They will be going on taking birth in these different type of circles, body, places, time, and suffer and suffer and suffer. You can just close your eyes and see how people, they forget about the other beings, human, are suffering so much. And we are constantly chasing the happiness, because from the happiness only we are born. So our goal automatically, we like to go over there to the happiness, but we do not know how. So we go for that wonderful package that is left before us, but we forget the teaching of the teacher, the great teacher of the God in human form. Don't do that. When we forget that, we suffer. So Kaushitiki Brahmana Upanishad, it says that you have to come back. And those who are very good in their life, they go to Devaloka. Some go to Pitriloka. There are people who will be worshipping their ancestors. Their mind is completely associated with the family, and they are very proud of that family. They think constantly of the family. So what will happen? After the death, they will come back to the same circle, in the same family, in the same tribe, in the same way, and it goes on and on. That is a belief, that is a faith, they say. But those who have understood it, that everything is futile, everything is temporary, it doesn't matter whether I am in this family or that family, in this society or that society, all are temporary, just like the miracles. So I am not going to take it again. Then they go for the path of God and they go to the heaven. And if they continue in there also, the discrimination, so this is also, though it is a good place, but this is also very temporary. Now I have to go for the permanent joy. I like to go beyond the circle of this. I like to stop this play, this game. Then it's called mukti or liberation or kaivalya. A different type of names, the words they have used. So they go beyond that. Where do they go? They go into the source of joy, eternal happiness. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioning it, and he is mentioning this way, that there is a thing as inborn tendencies. Friends, those who have read the biography, and also they have noticed in the gospel that one person whose name was Sidhu, he brought Master Mahashaya Mahendranath Gupta to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. Many of you can remember that. But that Sidhu, Siddheshwar, he never came back to Sri Ramakrishna. The God incarnate over there, He came to Dakshineshwar not for Sri Ramakrishna, but for the garden, the beautiful building and beautiful atmosphere. Look at it. So this is called tendencies. Nowadays, millions, they are praying and meditating and worshipping and fasting. They are all trying to get a glimpse of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna within their heart. And there were people who used to come and sit before Sri Ramakrishna, the God. But they were not happy. They wanted to go away. They wanted to go and listen something else of the worldly discussions. So this is tendencies. Sidhu and the Master Mahashaya, Mahendranath Gupta, when both of them they came, Mahendranath, he felt, oh God, is a beautiful place, a wonderful person. Each and every word that is uttering is like the Bhagavata, like the spiritual teaching. I must come back. That was his feeling. And his friend was, why you are unnecessarily wasting time? He is the person living over here, like him, so many are leaving. Because the landlord, they allow them to be here. And he was not taking it this seriously. He was rather enjoying the flower garden and this garden and that garden. Where is Siddhartha now? The Siddheshwar? Where is he? The Sidhu? The Sidhu, now we are remembering just because of the Master Mahashaya. He mentioned his name. And we are remembering to compare, and that proves the tendencies about which Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning here. There is such a thing as inborn tendencies. When we were reading the Bhagavata, we came across that the Bhagavan Sri Krishna is mentioning to Uddhava that you must increase the Satvaguna, and slowly you must completely destroy the Raja and Tama. Then you have to go beyond the Satvaguna. The people become satisfied with the Satvaguna. Majority of the people, they think that is religion. No, that is not religion. Religion is the realization of the supreme consciousness, which is nothing but pure love, pure joy, pure existence. So that we have to keep in our mind. But Satvaguna means helping others, not telling the false thing or doing any bad thing, like that. They're all good qualities. But that is not the ultimate. That is also a process, the last step. Now the question came, how I will understand that I am increasing the Satvaguna? A very interesting question. The Lord is mentioning you have to increase the Satvaguna and you have to destroy the other two lower gunas like the Raja and Tama. Now the question is, how I will understand that I am increasing or the Satvaguna has increased in me? There the Lord says, when you will find attraction for me, the God. There are people, they will again and again come to the shrine. They will again and again listen to the Gathamrita, the Gospel and other scripture. And they will always feel joy in talking about God or listening to the bhajans. So that shows that they have developed the Satvaguna. The many of our devotees, I have noticed, even when it is snowing or raining and the weather is bad, they will surely come and sit in the shrine and they will meditate, they will pray. That shows the Satvaguna has increased. Otherwise, any opportunity, they'll say, oh, it is okay, I was thinking to go to shrine, to temple, but God is everywhere, it doesn't matter that I have to go there, it's okay. Then they will be reading the newspaper or listening to the news, and then they will be like that, they will be spending their time. The Satvaguna means the feeling love and attachment and attraction for the divine thing. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioning the tendencies. Some of the people are having that tendencies. The moment we come to know about that, aware about that I have the capacity to go beyond these two gunas, and I am already having a sam, the Satwaguna. Now our goal should be to go on encouraging that, increasing that, and more we can improve ourselves, the more we'll be close to the goal. When a man has performed many good actions in his previous birth, in his final birth, he becomes guileless. The simple person, most of the people, they cannot become simple. They always think crookedly. Anything they'll be judging in a very different way. Never can take it simply. So that is the way we can understand who is a Satvaguni and who are not. So these are very clearly, the definitions are there. It is very clearly defined over there, and we ourselves can judge that whether I am in the right directions or not. To tell you the truth, everything happens by God's will. Now that is this ultimate truth. That to tell you the truth, everything happens by God's will. When He says, yeah, everything comes to pass. And when He says, nay, everything comes to stand still. See, when we are believing in the Lord, so we are praying to the Lord and then trying to perform that action. If it goes well, that means God wanted it. It's very clear. If the God is not willing, is there anything that a human being can do? Nothing at all. So naturally, the good and bad, that's why that Duryodhana, that Mahabharata character, and he became the villain in the Mahabharata. The poor man, he said to the Lord Krishna once, Janami dharmam, nacha me pravritti. Janami adharmam, nacha me nirvitti. I know what is good, what is righteous, but I don't feel like practicing that. I know what is unrighteous, what are bad things, but I can control myself. I can't resist myself in doing that. So why this? You are within the heart of each and every one. You are guiding us. It is because of you. So friends, we have to go on, pray to the God. Please do not put me in the other side. Put me in the right side so that I can get your grace, your blessings. And if the God is with you, everything goes in nice way. In the last sloka of the Bhagavad Gita, the 700th verse of the Bhagavad Gita, it says, Yatra Partha Dhanuttara, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanuttara, Tatra Sri Vijaya Bhuti Dhruvani Timatir Mama. The Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning the same thing in the Bhagavad Gita nearly 3,000, 4,000 years before. The Lord Sri Krishna mentioned the same truth coming down through different incarnation, to different gurus. If the God's grace and the human effort combine together, then there will be success. And that is Vidura, that is Sanjaya. Sanjaya is mentioning in this way, that is, I am sure that it is going to be perfect. The blessings of God, the grace of God, the yes of God, and the effort of the human being. So we have to go on trying, and trying physically, mentally, and through our words. We should pray constantly. We should go on taking the name of God internally. And we should try to do good to the world, thinking the whole manifestation is nothing but the God himself. So he is mentioning in this way, why is it that one man should not bless another? Because nothing can happen by man's will. Things come to pass or disappear by God's will. The other day, I went to Captain's house. I saw some young boys going along the road. They belonged to the different class. I saw one of them, about 19 or 20 years old, with his hair parted on the side. He was whistling as he walked along. I see some immersed in the thickest Thomas. They play the flute and are proud of it. So this, when the Bhagavan, the God himself, is noticing us, so how we are dressed, how we behave, and what is our thoughts, each and everything is monitored, is carefully noticed by the God. Here the Lord Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioning, the other day I saw on the street of Calcutta that a young boy was mentioning like that, and we think, oh, this is natural. Because the world is so natural for us, real for us. And we think the young boy, he should behave like that, that is natural. But those who are spiritual minded, they will understand, oh my God, he is going into that. So the God wants us to be free from this bondage. And those who have done good work in the past and now in this life trying to be good, for them this is the advice. Don't get caught into all this terrible net and suffer. I see some immersed in the thickest Thomas. They play the flute and are proud of it. To Dija, why should a man of knowledge be afraid of criticism? Dija was a very, though young, but he was having the good tendencies. We call it samskaras. So he was liking the presence of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. He used to listen to his talks. He used to try to remember those teachings, the good tendencies. Sometimes young boys and girls, they come over here. Some of them, you can seeing their the body language, they don't like it at all. As because the parents are sitting over here, so they are asking that you must sit, so he is just sitting, but never ever like. But some of the same age, after coming over here, they will be listening all the talk, and they will ask questions also. They like to see the books. So tendencies. Their parents asking them to sit in both cases. But the good tendencies, when they come to a holy person and when they listen to the talks about God and the Incarnation, about the divine life, about the scripture, they are interested. So they like to know. But the others are not. Very clear indication, that is, in the past life, if we have not done good work, it is impossible to have these tendencies. Sometimes some people, they say, look at that rich person, he never give any donation. No, wrong. The God never takes his money. God never wants to take his money, because he is so much attached to his money. And they think, oh my God, if I am sharing this $10 or the $100, then what will happen? My stock will go down, and what will happen in future? So much calculation. Maybe they are having millions, but still they think in that way. Sometimes the poor people, maybe they are having only $50, but they don't hesitate to give $10 for a good work. So that God is giving that mental tendency to do it so that he or she will get the benefit in the future. And that is for sure. As because we cannot see directly, we think, oh, these are all bogus things. No, it is not. If the God wills, then only we can give. The temperament will come, the mentality will come to donate. It is not so easy. Charity is one of the highest practice of the spirituality. Why? Because we are earning, then we are sharing it with others without expecting anything in return. We donate to some places. In the clubs, we are the members of the clubs. We give the money over there to become the members of the club, and so that we get different benefits. And the social, associations, all those. We go and give the money over there. But we don't like to give that same money to others because we are thinking we are not going to get back anything in return. Wrong. The best thing you will get if you can truly share it. But that depends on the tendencies again. So Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning, why should a man of knowledge be afraid of criticism? Why? The Dija, his relatives, his parents were not naturally, no parents will agree that my son should go to a holy place and become a monk. Majority of the parents won't like it. But here the Dija was the same. But the others were there, they used to criticize. Why at this age you are going over there? When you are matured, when you are old, when you have retired from your services, then you don't have any time, other thing to do, any engagement. Go to the shrine, go to the temple, go to the holy place. Wrong again. Because by that time the mind has already scattered everywhere. And we can never bring it back and give it to God. No, that is wrong. But anyway, that is the tendencies again. So this here Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna asking the Dvija, if you truly love God and you know that God is the only truth, the God is the only existence, then don't bother about the criticism. Some people, they don't know but they criticize. So don't bother about that. His understanding is as immovable as the anvil in a blacksmith's shop. Blows from the hammer fall continually on the anvil, but cannot affect it in the least. Master Mahasaya is a very artless man. I saw X father going along the street. So this line I missed. It says, I saw X father going along the street. It did never mention the name. So I don't know whether that, I think I mentioned that I was reading from the page 783 of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And now here the Master Mahasaya said, M said, he is very artless man, Sri Ramakrishna, but he has red eyes. Sri Ramakrishna told the devotees about his visit to Captain's house. Captain had criticized the young men who visited the master. Perhaps Hasra had poisoned his mind. Sri Ramakrishna, I was talking to Captain. I said, nothing exists except Purusha and Prakriti. Narada said to Rama, O Rama, all the men you see are parts of yourself, and all the women are the parts of Sita. Captain was highly pleased. He said, you alone have the right perception. All men are really Rama. Being parts of Rama, all women are really Sita, being parts of Sita. Here we find, as normally in the society, there will be some people who will be constantly criticizing, and this is nothing new. At the time of Sri Ramachandra also we find some people were there, they talked against the Sri Rama. At the time of Sri Krishna, there were people, the enemies. They were enemies of Sri Krishna. And in the time of Sri Ramakrishna also we find very close people. They live so near to Sri Ramakrishna, but they will be constantly criticizing. Just now we were discussing whether we start a religion at the fag end of our life or when we are young, when our brain is very active and sharp, when our physically also we are fit. So, physically and mentally we are capable to practice spirituality. At that time shall we go? Hajra Mahashaya perhaps, the one person we knew that he used to sit very on the veranda of the Sri Ramakrishna, and whoever is to come, particularly rich people, if the rich people is coming, then he will be talking to them, he will be introducing them with those people, and they will be giving some advices. And he perhaps told that, look at this, the young boys are coming to Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, it is not good. Why they should come to a spiritual man? Why they should come to practice religion? It is the time for them to earn money, to enjoy the life. And Captain, he was the ambassador of the king of Nepal in those days. He used to live in Calcutta representing the king of Nepal in the court of the British government. Of course, naturally he was a very big shot, we can say the big person. He was educated and at the same time he was religious minded. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna used to like him, even though he was having a very high position in the society as an ambassador of a kingdom, but still he was very simple. He used to come to Dakshineswar, used to discuss about religion, etc. Then now when that captain, he mentioned that the young boys should not come to you, you should not encourage them to come, Sri Ramakrishna didn't like it. And he understood that these are the thoughts that Hajra has given to him. This is a picture that we get. The same thing always happens every time in every society. In the ashrama also you will find, in our time, there are people, when the good people are coming, they will be guiding them. Why you are here? You better go over there, there's a big wonderful meditation center, this, that. Why do they say like that? I don't know. Not understanding the real religion, they just like to show that they are also having some conception about the spiritual life, religious life. It's a great mistake that they do. So this also, when we read this as a devotee, we must be very careful. So God is watching us. So whatever we do, everything must be. That is why all these things recorded, mentioned, and we are reading and trying to understand, we just pass through, this happened. No, this is happening in our life also. Some of us are also doing the same thing. We must be careful. So he said, Sri Ramakrishna said, I was talking to Captain about the Rama and Sita. Captain liked it. Immediately after saying this, he began to criticize the young devotees. Captain liked the statement that all men are the part of Rama and all women are the part of Sita. Now, saying this, immediately, that's why Master Mahashaya is noting it. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioned it, he noted. Immediately after saying this, he began to criticize the young devotees. That means the statement that he gave, that all men are the part of Rama, was not his actual feeling, just book reading. This also we should notice. That sometimes we read books and we quote from there, we say this and that, but it doesn't go to our real thought. It is not assimilated. How can I criticize when I say all men are part of Rama? So, Ramakrishna mentioning, immediately after saying this, he began to criticize the young devotees. He said, they study English books and don't discriminate about their food. It is not good that they should visit you frequently. It may do you harm. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. And this person, he is thinking that some people, the young people, in those days in Calcutta, because of the Britishers, they used to encourage to accept the life, Western life, all these things. So, the Orthodox people, they were scared, not understanding who this Sri Ramakrishna was. This person, he was a very highly accepted in the society, educated, also a devotee, must have read some of the scriptures. But you see, understanding is completely wrong. The people who having a big social position doesn't mean they understand spirituality. The people having some certificates from the famous universities doesn't mean they understand spirituality. So this we have to understand. So when you are reading the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, in every line there are teachings. We must know it, notice it, and try to imbibe it. This is the mistake that the captain was doing. And they study English books and don't discriminate about the food. It is not good that they should visit you frequently. It may do you harm. Hazra is a real man, a grand fellow. A wrong conception. Most of us, we go and accept people seeing their outward behavior. And that is the reason in the Bhagavatam again, Sri Krishna gave a wonderful list how you will know a person is a holy person. We don't read those, we don't understand that, we never pursue for that. We judge people seeing his external behavior. Hazra, he studied scripture, he used to sit like the traditional Brahmin, bare body, only one cloth, and then the bare feet he used to walk, and all these things externally. But internally, he was a very jealous person. He used to think only about himself. He was sitting over there only two things: to collect some fund, to pay back his debt that he had in his village, and to purchase some land for him, etc., for money, and for name and fame. How that can be a spiritual person? Just inside the room. He used to sit outside the room, and inside the room was Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, an embodiment of Tyaga. Tyagishwara he Naravara. Swami Vivekananda is mentioning, he is the god of the renouncers. Tyaga Ishwara. Tyagishwara. That Sri Ramakrishna, he was in front of the captain, but the Upadhyaya, he could not realize it, he could not understand it. Rather, he is giving advice to him. There are so many people who will be coming and giving the advices. Oh, you should not do this, you should not eat it. It goes on in the society, and they do not know to whom they are talking and what they are talking. They are foolish. So, religion has nothing to do with the food. And the food doesn't mean only those things we taste through our tongue. It is also all our 5 organs, that is actions, all are called ahara. But some people are thinking they know everything, So what he is eating, how he is eating, when he is eating, from whom he is eating, their whole religion is in the kitchen only. This is greatly wrong. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna mentioning, so this is the reason I always encourage people to study this gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, and this is why I say it is the Panchama Veda, it's the fifth Veda. It is the only knowledge about spirituality, and that is the unique way he has expressed. Only those who can understand, they can understand. And he is saying, then I gave him some moral blows. His daughter laughed. I said to him, God is far, far away from the worldly minded. But God is very near the man, nay, within a distance of 3 cubits, whose mind is free from worldliness. Thank you, friends. I think we should stop over here and we'll continue this discussion. So it's a very practical way. Sometimes we are facing this type of situations now at the present day, and 100, 200 years before also, the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, the God himself in human form, he was facing the same problem. Standing before God himself, a very ordinary person, full of ego, is telling the religion to him. What about us? Though we are practicing religion for say 47, 50 years, it is nothing. The God himself was facing this type of problem. Why? Because in the world there are some people, they are so egoistic and so ignorant, but they think they know everything. We have to be careful from these people also. So in our next class, we will start from reading from this.
Ekta Mitra is asking, as a student, how can you imbibe Satyaguna in everyday life?
So, Satvaguna, Ekta, the Satvaguna means the love. Suppose every day, if you are praying, get up in the early morning, I mean not early morning, whenever you are getting up, because you people study in the night, so maybe that you are late in getting up. So whenever, the first thing, you must see the photo of a god or goddess. And secondly, you must pray to the God for the well-being of each and every one. Oh God, there is so much of suffering in this world. People are crying. Please forgive them if they have done anything wrong and give them happiness. And then whatever way it is possible for you, the little that you can help, that is increasing Satyaguna. Not that physically you have to go and do, because as a student you don't have time, and it is not the time for a student to do that, not necessary also. Society will take care of it, but you can pray for them, you can feel for them. So if you do these two things, in the morning, if you are getting up, when you are getting up, look at the picture of the God and Goddess, pray for the well-being of everyone and for yourself. In the night, before going to bed, do the same thing. By that way, you will surely increase your Satvaguna. Thank you. Let us chant this mantra and conclude. Niranjanam nityam anantarupam bhaktanukampa dhrita vigraham vai Ishavataram parameshamidyam tam Ramakrishnam shirasa namama. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.